Ever felt lost, confused, and stuck, as if you don't know who you are or what your life purpose is? Well, you're not alone. Continue to watch this video to find out why this happens and how to deal with it.
Hi, I'm Kute and welcome back to Dogs. Lately I've been feeling kind of stuck, like I don't know who I am anymore, or if what I've been doing has been right for me or something like that. It's kind of draining and crazy because I know I'm probably not the only one that's going through this. We're at a period where we're forced to sit and listen. We've experienced losses and changes, and the world seems to be slowing down. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about self-identity and identity crisis, why we experience identity crisis and what to do about it and how to find ourselves again. I've been studying psychology for a while and this is one topic that I've always glossed over, but lately I've been paying more attention to it because I just realized how important it really is.
Well, let's get started. Self-identity is the recognition of one's characteristic as a particular individual. In other words, the sense of self.
For example, one's identity may include the fact that he or she is a mother, a teacher, or a painter. As humans, we don't see ourselves as autonomous individuals, but we define ourselves based on our roles in the society and the behaviors we perform. It is also through interaction with others that we find self-meaning and come to know who we are. So then, why do we sometimes find ourselves lost and confused about who we are, even when we're surrounded by people? Well, this is called identity confusion or crisis. Identity confusion or crisis is when one lacks direction, uncertain about life purpose, and has a vague sense of self. Identity development starts during adolescence and remains important throughout adulthood.
We have 4 identity statuses. The first one is moratorium identity. This is a period of exploration of alternatives. No identity commitment has been made and a crisis is still being experienced. And then we have identity diffusion, ambiguous belief systems, no vocational commitment. So no commitment has been made, but there's also no identity crisis being experienced. And then we have identity foreclosure. A commitment has been predetermined by political, social, or religious affiliation. So here the commitment has been made, but no crisis has ever been experienced. And then finally, we have identity achievement. This is adult-like acceptance of social, religious, political, or vocational alternatives. So here a commitment has been made and a crisis has been experienced and passed.
So which identity development status do you belong to? Moratorium identity, diffusion identity, foreclosure identity, or identity achievement? Tell me in the comment section. So now to the question of the day, why does it happen? Why do we experience identity crisis or confusion? One reason could be it's because of foreclosed identity. Foreclosed identity is when one has already made an identity commitment but has never gone through identity crisis. Instead, his or her identity might be based on the expectations of others or how they want him to act or be. For example, Jeremy's parents are both lawyers. He's been groomed to be a lawyer his whole life. So he's supposed to be a lawyer because everyone in the family is a lawyer. And Jeremy never got time to think through what he wants to do. So he just followed through what his parents has already decided for him. Fast forward, Jeremy is a second-year student in university. He's studying law, but he just realizes he does not like it at all. But because that's what is always known all his life, he really does not know what to do with his life. He knows being a lawyer is not what he wants to do. But he's been told he was supposed to be a lawyer all his life, and he doesn't really know who he is. So this can cause a lot of confusion and a lot of frustrations too. Another thing that may cause identity confusion is exposure to new environments and options. When we're exposed to new things, we want to try everything out. Take first-time university students, for instance. When they are exposed to this new environment, everything seems bright and new, and the world has suddenly become broader. They also have opportunities to interact with other people, and obviously, social interaction plays a big role in identity development. they are bound to change the way they think and the way they act, also develop new hobbies and interests. This can also happen a lot with career too. Like when you've chosen a career for yourself, but then you go to university and realize you have so much more options, so much to choose from, and you're not just closed in on that choice that you've already made and everything. There's just so many things to choose from, and that can be very confusing a lot. Another thing that can cause identity confusion or crisis is major life stresses. For example, getting married, getting divorced, an illness, a loss of a loved one, or a traumatic life experience. Identity crisis can also be just simply caused by growing up. You learning new things, developing new hobbies, changes in life roles. Like, for example, from moving from being a student to being an employee, then possibly being a parent, and maybe even in unemployment. And that can also make you kind of like confused on how you're supposed to act. Like, moving from one role to the next, it's just a land of the unknown. It's sort of like leaving your comfort zone and just going to something new. It can make you question a lot of things, make you question yourself. What am I supposed to be doing this? How am I supposed to do this? And it's so crazy, and yeah, it can be very confusing and all that. So how do we deal with identity crisis? I feel like everyone has issues of their own and they deal with problems differently. And yeah, one thing you can do is to look within yourself. What do you like? What don't you like? It's so difficult when you develop other things that you like and you just caught between two things. You don't know whether to choose this or that, and sometimes you don't even have to choose. Sometimes you just need to say, oh, okay, I like this and I like this. Like you develop a new hobby, for instance, and you just kind of like, okay, do I choose this hobby or do I choose that? How do I combine these two things and just do them? And the whole dividing time between doing things and everything. Yeah, so just look within yourself and decide what you like and what you don't like. And it's okay not to like things that you liked before. One thing you can also do is to look for happiness in other ways to cope. What makes you happy? What gives you a sense of purpose and everything? Just think about that and just focus on that. And another thing, do not pay attention to judgment. There's always going to be other people who do not like what you do or how you do things. And the biggest judgment comes from yourself. That is the worst judgment. Yeah, we judge ourselves a lot, and it's so easy to get consumed by negative thoughts and everything. So I think you can just think positively about yourself, find support from family, friends, and even professional help, because sometimes it's very important to just have people around you when you're feeling down, and you might find you get a lot of comfort when you're around other people. To conclude this, identity development continues throughout the entire lifespan. It changes between stability and instability, and although it is such a scary thing to go through, it makes you feel so drained and sad and all that kind of negative feeling. It's good. It's really, really good. It makes you look into things and gives you like a new perspective, and with every challenge you walk away with wisdom. You learn more about yourself, and it's very good to go through all those periods where you're not feeling good. It also makes you just realize how strong you are and all those good stuff. So yeah, identity crisis might seem bad, but in a way it's kind of like, a blessing in disguise. We all go through it, and the more we fight all those challenges and look within ourselves, the more happier we are, the more we learn about ourselves and everything. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and also share the video with people whom you think might really need to see this video. Just share it with other people. Thank you. Bye.